Hello and welcome to Mrs. Coy Style. My name is Kawana. Today we're talking Stella McCartney times H&M or H&M times Stella McCartney. The reason why I am so rushed in this video is because the pieces have been coming in dribs and drabs, and I'm seeing all of the girlies posting their little short form content. And I know I need to get this out so you can see it. Also, I'm interested in seeing the pieces because I'm seeing them now for the first time. And I'm also going to try to style them, put them on, see if the sizing fits, what it works with, and all of those things. And edit and get the video up all in one day. So let's get into it. Is it going to be an epic yay, 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 I love it? Or is it going to be a fail like many and much of what I'm hearing? Just off first impressions, let's do it. I was immediately turned off by this top as soon as I took it out of the pack. It was something about the wrinkledness of it, the trying to figure out how to actually put it on the hanger to determine what it would look like. Just disappointed. Getting it on, I was like, how am I even gonna get this on? It has it seems almost like a tank under, as like the base portion, and then this overlay kind of cocoon, which I like the style of. Like, that's what I bought it for. I gravitated to this top because of this pleating detail. I thought it was given all of the drama. However, immediately it's a no for me. It does have a zip in the back. I hope you can see it because I'm facing this way. So it is made so that you can get into and out of it, but I really don't care for it. I don't. It's very sheer. You can see the shoulder pads. The shoulder pads are so thick and stiff to the point. Well, I guess they should be, right? But there's just something, everything about it, when you would think that you could understand the why, it just doesn't come together for me. Not at all. And I tried to put it together, right? So you'll see that I styled it similarly to the way that they did with the model. And I don't know why, because I don't even think it was a good look. But here we have the double waist jeans. These are not from the Stella McCartney H&M collection. I already had these jeans. I'll link them somewhere if I can find them or something similar, because these are a dope jean. I like the double waistedness of it. But then that also makes me question, right? I've had these jeans for a couple of years. So for Stella McCartney to do a double waist jean in this collection, is it really groundbreaking for a designer of Stella's caliber, like at her level? Because we've seen a double waist jean before. So anyway, I went ahead and I styled it that way because I said, maybe it's a thing. Maybe it's something that's missing me. Hey, I don't know it all. Let me go on ahead and do it. Then, I paired it with my square toe Chanel shoes. Well, Chanel inspired shoe, and a sunny and a bag. And it still didn't make me like it because the construction is off. Then I'm going to style it a second way just for you all. Now, I made a mistake. I made a mistake in that I already stated that I didn't care for the way that the top was styled on the model, but I wanted to give it a shot anyway, right? Then I went and styled it for you all the way that it was styled on the model, just infusing a couple of little Mrs. Coy style elements. But I thought to myself, there was something that attracted me to the top, and it was very likely the way that I would style the top, not the way that the top would be styled on the model. So I went on ahead and styled the top with a more fitted bottom, something more tailored that is more into the Mrs. Coy style silhouette. I love a little skinny bottom. There's something about me feeling like I have a tiny waist and some hips that just always makes me want to show it off. So I went and paired it with these stirrups and a pair of mules, and I certainly felt differently about the outfit then because it fits more in line with something that I'm comfortable with, right? So I can like the outfit and the way the lines look and the seamless way it fits me, and I could be feeling myself, but it still comes back to the same point, which is that the construction of the top is even off in that vein. So it looks good, but overall, I can't only invest in this top to wear with these pants. I need to be able to wear them with other things. And so the top is very, very poorly constructed, as I mentioned. So it is going back, but I ain't even going front. The way that I styled it up with the stirrup leggings, even in an animal print, which we'll talk more about animal print in a little bit, even with the animal print, my Blaze sunglasses and a pair of mules, looks good, right? I mean, between the two, the denim or the stirrups, which do you prefer? But since this is Stella McCartney times H&M, the big question is, would you keep this top or would you return it? Now, because I didn't know if I wanted this in a cream or in a black, the top, it didn't come in a black as a top, but I went on ahead and ordered the dress. So, I mean, I'm sure that much of my thoughts will be the same, but let's figure out how we feel about the dress. So I also purchased the cocoon style top in the dress version, and it was because I was really drawn to the black color. On any given day, I love a white, but I feel that a black can be worn through more seasons. So I figured that depending on the fit of the dress, I would even be able to tuck this into a pair of denim or a skirt or something, and just to be able to see if I prefer the black over the creamish kind of white style. And I have to say, as disappointed as I was with the cream, and you all know because you heard all about it, I am not as disappointed with the black. I don't know if it's the saturation in color. The material sort of feels the same, but the look of it just feels more forgiving and rich, because this black isn't sheer. It isn't see-through at all. However, the cream color just looks like it really is very much lacking in quality. With that said, as a dress, this is giving me very comfortable, very easy and relaxed, even though it's a sort of dramatic and dressed up style. And that is because I purchased it. We're going to ignore the wrinkle. We're going to ignore the elephant in the room. Let's just talk about the dress and get past the wrinkles, okay? So with that said, the dress is in a size large, and I don't think it should necessarily be tight, but it should be fitted. Just the fit could be better. This is just given very, very casual, which is why I paired it with the flip-flops, and I believe that the model had it styled on with some flats as well, with some gold pieces, which is why I added the gold pieces, just to show how it looked on the model versus me. But I think ultimately I am going to go ahead and try it on with a pair of jorts or something like that to see if the style idea that I had in mind would actually work. But as a dress, I mean, it's just okay. It's just okay. I think this was maybe $129 or something, and for $129, just okay, ain't gonna cut it. Let me get some jorts. So now you see the dress as a top. The dress as a top all day just gives a whole different look. And the dress as a top, but also the color. Color matters when it comes to materials being used. So take that into consideration. I enjoy this top. This is giving what I expected the cream top to give when I'm wearing it styled this way. It really is. And for me, it really and truly is all about the color. It makes such a difference And because the dress isn't really bulky, it fit right into these jeans like absolutely perfectly. So I I mean, you can see it both ways. You see the dress as a dress, you see the dress as a top. Which do you prefer? The dress as a dress or the dress as a top? Which do you prefer? Because I believe that it's the same, right? Do you prefer the black dress or do you prefer the cream kind of eggshell white top? The construction is the same. The color is different, and I believe that the fit is different. Oh my goodness, the shoulder pads are like all the way to the back. So those construction issues still exist. But for me, as a dress, it's certainly far more forgiving. And they were both picked up in the same exact size, which is a large. So let's move on. As I'm taking the dress off, I noticed that it does have pockets, but the pockets are stitched. So you would have to, I don't know, cut it or something to be able to utilize the pockets. But I guess a dress with pockets is something, a lot of the girlies kind of love. So that's a thing. See, you see the pocket portion situation right here. But let me get out of this and get into the next piece. So now this was the piece that I truly wanted the most. I really wanted this iconic t-shirt. This is a take on the t-shirt that Stella McCartney did when she did the first H&M collaboration 20 years ago. This is just more modernized. But when I tell you the quality of this t-shirt, because this is a elevated t-shirt in every single way. Every way. The quality of it, the thickness of it, the details of it. These are real grommets. Not like some little stickers or something that are going to fall off. And the letters are stitched in, and then they have each individual grommet outlining the letter of the rock and royalty. I mean, this is done so incredibly well. I am not even concerned about putting this in the wash, even though I will still be careful with it, just because this is iconic. This is amazing, right? Just from the front, the blam, the plaidou, the grommets, you can see the shimmer, the shine, everything. Silver is Rockstar to the death. Silver and Rockstar, metal and Rockstar, all of the rock, all of the details. But that ain't it. She didn't just stop there. Because peep the lace-up detail on the side. And that's in a vegan leather, because you know Stella is going to do vegan leather. Also, we're talking about H&M, so it's going to be vegan, right? Affordable. But on both sides, so it's really giving the extra elevated, badass rock and roll vibes. This t-shirt. Now, I'm going to say it's a little small because I purchased this in a large. And I'm going to say, typically, I'm a medium. It could be a little bit of the padded bra. Anyway, I ain't changing nothing because it's sold out anyway. But check it out from the side, from the front, from the other side. You could even like open it up a little bit more and show some more skin. The versatility of this, right? Because you see that I've paired it with some slacks and some silver shoes. So I think this is like a perfect kind of at night, late spring, edgy sort of look. But then you could also dress it down a little bit. It's kind of limitless what you could do with this t-shirt. Yeah. So this Rockstar t-shirt is very easily dressed up or dressed down. But dressed down because it's a t-shirt. But I think that you understand what I'm getting at with it. Super cute. I mean, I can do the skirt with a pair of flip-flops, slides, anything. You did see I did it with the ballerinas just because they were what were most accessible to me. But this is so far and by far my fave. Got 2 more pieces to go. Let's do it. I will say that for me, Rockstar tee, not easy to get off. So I'm telling you, be very careful with a full face of makeup because it's all going to come off on the shirt. So be careful. Next, we have this snakeskin maxi dress or fitted bodycon dress. In the sense that it is a bodycon dress, it would typically be a win for me. However, the pattern of snake or any animal print is not necessarily in my comfort zone. But jumping on the hype and needing to have it and want it or get something from the collection, I said add to cart because it is something that is in my preferred silhouette that I would typically feel comfortable with. I figured go ahead and take a step out and try it in a print, which is not something that I'm typically comfortable with. But spoiler alert, it's a fail. Now, at my 5'10" height, I certainly do like the length of it. The length is cool. The length is cool, right? But it's too big. And that really is what it boils down to. It does boil down to the fact that it is too big because it has this ruching detail on the side, which is to accentuate the waist. But you can very, very clearly see that it ain't really cinching my waist. It ain't doing that for me. So if it were more like this, which it would be if I purchased it in a medium or small, then it likely would. You can see that it's more defined, it's more flattering, it's more given that va, 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 boom. For me, it's not worth it to have it taken in because it could be achieved by taking it to, my seamstress and just asking her to, take it in a bit. But ultimately, with the pattern, I ain't really feeling it. It isn't for me. I would like to ask you all what you think, so go on ahead and chime in because maybe I could feel differently. I like the color because it's more of like a mauvey, more in the brown tone, not necessarily black, but I don't really have a shoe that comes close to matching with it. I could do it with something stark like a white, which is what I would typically do because I am a white shoe girly and always have been. Given that it is mesh, I think the mesh is done well. It is a double lined mesh material. So although it is somewhat sheer, it isn't see-through at all. And in terms of the collection, this is something that was certainly priced at a more affordable price point. But again, I'm 5 feet, maybe even 10 and a half, 11 inches at this point. This dress hits my ankle, so I am sure that for one of my more petite girlies, it would really sweep the floor, which could be dope. It could be a vibe. But again, I need the cinch. For me, I need the cinch. So it's going back. It's going back. Now, the final piece is going to be an accessory. And now you see I'm trying to dress the part by putting on a little bikini. But also, it's supposed to hit the 80s today. The first day of the year, I believe, that it's actually going to hit the 80s. So maybe I'm just manifesting that this temperature is going to stay. Anywho, last piece accessory, I picked up the red, huge, oversized tote bag. Now, I got to say, this bag is done very well. And it comes with the additional pochette, which, when you get a little extra in something, that is always a great look. It is detachable. So if you on the beach chair and you just want to take, your singles or card, whatever it is that you need to go up to the bar, get whatever you need. Or I'm talking about the food bar because I'm going for the chicken fingers and french fries, not necessarily the drinks. But you do what you want to do. It's this really beautiful, vibrant red that I love. It has gold metal detail. I believe that this is done very well. I have to say the quality of this is, it feels like it has some sort of a coating, but not a coating that would be, that would become a problem. I think that this would last quite well. What I'm saying is that it's not just a collapsible material. It certainly has some structure to it. It has feet at the bottom, which is going to help it sit up when you set it down on the chair or lounge chair next to you. I think that's great. And then it also seems to have this, what do we call this? This feature here that allows for you to cinch it in, but I'm not sure what would facilitate the cinch because there isn't anything to clamp it onto. The cinching is actually a whole thing, but before we get to the cinching, as you'll see, it says Stella McCartney stitched in here on the bag, which I think is perfect for a bag because Stella McCartney for me was a bag girly before she was a clothing designer. So as much as I didn't necessarily or don't want anything that says Stella McCartney in terms of a t-shirt or bodysuit, I think having it on the bag, especially matte in this way, is perfectly fine. But in terms of the cinching the bag to make it fold in as I did, the mechanism is kind of easy. So to get the bag together, there's actually a little flap over here that goes into the grommet on the other side, and then you just fold it over and snap it. My hands don't work so well anymore. Long story, I'm not going to get into it right now, but that is how it is done, and it makes it, you know, smaller. And I guess that is how you could carry it if you wanted to go through actually putting it that way if you had less items inside of the bag. So that's an option in terms of how to carry it. Okay, so imagine me on a beach day with this. So that concludes my Stella McCartney times H&M collaboration, try on, reveal, first impressions, and styling. That's a lot for one under 25-minute video. I hope I did this some justice. Please let me know if you purchased anything from the collection. If yes, what were your thoughts? What did you feel about the sizing? What did you think about the pricing? Just let me know all of the things. Sound off in the comments. And please know that everything I shared in this video and every single one of my videos is me to a C. I thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.